Hey folks, I am at my bar right now in my basement. Really awesomely decorated. I just noticed this. Let's see what this says. This is a picture. Waiting for my husband to come down. He's putting a hat on, and he's going to be the one making the whiskey slush here with us. Here's a picture. You can see this picture that my children drew. Daddy. That's mommy. That's after I did Slim 180. See how skinny I am? And my son Charlie. Aren't these things great? So we are making whiskey slush. This is exciting. This is my first ever, Evelyn, hi, debate whiskey slush. And we're pretty excited about it. You coming over here? You're going to hide.
He was hiding for me.
I had to go wash my hands, so I figured if I was going to make stuff for people, I should do that first.
Here's the whiskey slush recipe card. This is what we use to make whiskey slush. What are some occasions that we generally make grandma's whiskey slush? You got this from my grandma, right?
I think that's where it came from.
And your grandma made something that was very similar?
Probably. I think it was the exact same thing.
This is my husband, Jared. Say hi to Jared here.
Hi, everybody.
Make sure you comment here and say hello and tell us where you're watching from. So the story behind the whiskey slush here is that I
think it came as a picture from your mom passed down.
From grandma?
I think so.
So we were at the story about how Jared and I got exposed to whiskey slush, grandma's whiskey slush specifically, is, and this is a grandma that just passed away a week ago on September 15th. And this is a great way to honor her memory, honor her legacy. She wouldn't be upset at all. I hope I don't like interject before we make this whiskey too much here, but I start talking to my grandma and then I start thinking about these memories. But for Mother's Day this year, we got her a 6-pack of beer, and this makes us sound like we're big lushes, which we really aren't. We enjoy a good beverage or cocktail from now and again. But Grandma used to always say, I'm just sitting watching TV, and I see one of those commercials come on, and it looks so cold, and it just makes me want a beer. So we would.
I just did that the other night.
So we would. Yeah, you did. You had a shower beer. So we heard her saying that, and she said it enough times. Jared, when Jared would come over and play cards when we were dating, we'd play pinochle. If you've listened to the show, you know that my grandmother played a lot of pinochle, and she played euchre, and we played a game called Pepper. So I've grown up playing all of these games. Jared grew up in his family, in his German family, on his maternal side. Well, both sides, really. We both played cards.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's the Frey side as well. We all played cards. So that was something we had in common. And when Jared and I started dating, he was what some of my friends' parents called a long-haired, because he had hair that was down to his shoulders, a little wavy and kind of curly. And if you listen to the radio show and yeah, okay. We've got my 4-year-old is not quite in bed yet. No judging. She's not going to help with the whiskey slush, even though she has to. So when we first started dating, the person who you hear on the air on the Annie Frey show, myself, Annie Frey, who's pretty straight-laced, pretty conservative, we're trying to make the official phrase of my show be "I love Jesus, but I cuss a little," and we haven't gotten that approved officially yet. But I would say that might be a little bit of
Cuss a little.
Stop it.
Oh,
a
sorry.
Little, just an appropriate amount.
You guys talked about that on the show the other day.
So I've always been straight-laced, always been a really good girl. I was a rule follower. And then I started dating this boy, and he's got long hair, and he's wearing his hat backwards. And it turns out he wore his hair long because everybody kept telling him he had to get a haircut. And that was the way he rebelled. And I also said, look at this haircut. It needs to be cut, and we're going to go to hair salon to do that and make a donation to Backstopper since they were raising that money this weekend. So that's all a diversion to say that my boyfriend, now husband, would come over and have a drink with my grandparents. And it just started to kind of work. And then as my grandma got older, when she passed away at 95, I don't know, she looked at us and she requested her beer from us.
Mm-hmm.
So for Mother's Day, we gave her a 6-pack of beer. We put it on the back deck. We set it on a deck, COVID, and we pulled up. I called her. I said, we're in your driveway. And so she came out and stood on her porch. And we said, we just wanted to give you a Mother's Day present, but we left it on the deck. You can go check it out in a minute. She goes, no, I want to go see it now. I'm going to go check. I want to see what it is. And she came up, she's like, if that's not the darndest thing, I never thought I'd be getting beer for Mother's Day. And we're like, do you like it? She's like, well, yeah. So.
And she requested it from me, I think, at least 2 more times before she passed.
Yeah.
The last week
So
or so
she would give Jared among some other relatives, but Jared was one of them who would go grocery shopping for her because during the summer, Jared's a teacher, so he was home during the summer. So he'd go do the Walmart run, the Aldi run. You had to get your bread from one place, your eggs from the other, and Jared would go do all of that. So that's a little bit about my grandma. Well, how we realized that our grandma's generation was maybe a lot cooler than our generation.
I think so. Lots of entertaining.
So the way this works is my grandparents, as most people in this greatest generation probably have, they have a card club. And I don't know why we don't have a card club. We could have a card club.
We should.
Would you be in our card club?
Post-COVID goals.
So they would have a euchre card club. It was euchre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your grandparents?
I mean, the one we played in, that one with the
Christmas party. Yeah, euchre.
So it was a euchre card club. And so I'm just going to be honest and forthright. And if you understand, you understand. But when you get to be a certain age, your card club begins to dwindle. People start passing away. And if it was an odd number, or if they needed another couple to fill out another foursome so they could have another table, my grandma and grandpa would be like, Annie and Jared, do you want to come play at card club with us? And we were like, yeah, we do. That sounds like a ton of fun.
Yeah, we used to go all the time.
So we would go and we would wear Christmas sweaters and everybody would love them.
I borrowed from my dad.
And I borrowed from his mom, I think, because she's a teacher, first grade teacher, so she had the best Christmas sweaters. And we would go play euchre with them. But the funny thing about playing euchre with them is that they had this whiskey slush, and it was the best thing that we ever tasted. And so we started talking about this whiskey slush, and then Jared's mom was like, well, your mom, or her mom, your grandma made that same whiskey slush all the time. And then the more we talked about whiskey slush or brought it to people, we realized that the greatest generation really is the greatest generation.
Amen.
And this is definitely one of the reasons why. So this is the whiskey slush recipe. This isn't like super top secret, because I think that's a generational secret. Maybe they were taking home with them, but we've got it. And I'm very excited about this, a new client, and it's Stumpy's. I talked about this on the air. Stumpy's, they're located in Columbia. They're a distillery. They have, I'm going to read this to you on the back. This is for their Old Monroe lemon drop flavored whiskey. It says, enjoy this refreshing lemon drop flavored whiskey on the rocks or paired with your favorite cocktail or slush. I added that. From fresh limestone well water to handmade malt, the grain we use is sourced from our 8th generation family farm in Columbia, Illinois. It's Illinois whiskey. Of course, if you live in Illinois, you want to drink whiskey. So family grown from grain to glass. That's who we are and what we do. Know that when you enjoy Old Monroe, you are experiencing small batch spirits at their finest. So we are going to make 2 batches of this whiskey because I know that the whiskey recipe is good. We usually put SoCo in it. So this is definitely going to be an improvement. Not that I have any problem with SoCo, clearly. But this is honey. This is what I think I'm going to like. But we also are going to put this lemon drop in it because it's got lemonade in the recipe already, so we think it'll match. I think the honey is going to smooth it out a little bit. So give us a comment on here and tell me what you think you would prefer. We're going to make 2 batches of this in these, and then when you scoop it out with like a ladle. So we're going to make 2 batches of it, and then we're going to drink it tomorrow night at the debate watch party right here in my basement.
Sounds good. Are we making 2 full batches or 2 half batches?
1 batch halved.
So
unless you feel like,
no, that's probably good.
Basically, you always make this, so we're gonna do whatever he does.
Right.
Mommy?
Just make sure if you have the batch that you also have the whiskey,
Mommy?
so that we don't.
We usually, all full disclosure, double the whiskey and half the water.
I didn't know that. Now I do. So there's a secret to you. So let's see. Mike says,
make it as strong as you can drink it.
I'm not a whiskey drinker. I'm wondering if it'll taste better with rum. Mike, here's what I'm going to tell you about this drink is that every single time I have made this and people come over to like a holiday party, or just if we have people over, if we're celebrating something and we make this, people always say, I don't like whiskey, but that is really good.
Yes, absolutely.
So so here's the recipe.
Other tip.
I'm going to share. You can look at this right here, right now. and see it. But I am going to share a picture of this on the Facebook page. So if you want to have it and save the picture when I put it up, you can absolutely just take it from there. So let's see here. Where did that go?
Tony Funderburg down there. He could just pour whiskey out of his wall.
Tony Funderburg. Okay, so Tony Funderburg is a former coworker of my husband's.
Boss.
And he says, I love Stumpy's. And you said that he has a whiskey spout in his wall. And
yeah.
so he knows whiskey. And if he knows whiskey and he likes Stumpy's, then it's good. I know it's good. And I posted a picture. I need to start charging Stumpy's for all of this extra stuff I'm doing. But the thing is that I like whiskey so much that it just makes me happy. This is stuff we would be doing anyway.
We have enough whiskey here, they thank us.
Yeah. So, and while Jared's telling you what he's putting in here, I'm going to get out the Stumpy's vodka that I have because they also have vodka. I'm more of a whiskey girl than a vodka, but if you do vodka right, then I'm up for vodka as well. So why don't you show them what you've put in? You can just show them one. So just a reminder, we're making 2 batches this time. 1 so it freezes faster, and 2, 1 is going to be whiskey slush with the Stumpy's Old Monroe flavored whiskey, honey flavored whiskey. This is the one that I wanted to do initially, but we're also going to try one with the lemon drop flavored whiskey, Old Monroe as well. So you can tell them what you're doing. I'm going to get the vodka out.
All right, so the recipe. Normally, you would do this all in one big bowl. Bigger the better. It takes a really, really big bowl to do this.
Surf cereal helps it freeze too, right?
Yes, the bigger the bowl, obviously, the faster it'll freeze. That also depends on how much whiskey you put in, obviously. You do, in a normal batch, you're going to do 2 frozen concentrate lemonades and 1 frozen concentrate orange juice. So I've put 1 lemonade in each bowl, and then I'm going to cut this orange juice in half.
Good question here. Chris says, where can you find that on the Missouri side? And you can find it at Schnucks. So let me go. I'm going to go get my list of places because I think Total Wine and More has it. There's a whole list. I'm going to go run and get that list. I should have done that before we started this, but I'm not that organized. And I will also tell you, watch Jared's face when I say this so you can know how true this is. We were just cleaning this basement, which our kids normally play in. And you know those Facebook videos where they have a man who's acting like the mom who's going absolutely psychotic and yelling the craziest things? Well, I have no idea what that's like.
Dad, are you mixing those up?
We may or may have not just lived that in this house for the last hour-ish or so.
If they wouldn't make it a mess.
Which is why our 4-year-old is still awake, because she helped clean.
And I was very helpful.
You were very helpful.
And I was very good.
I am starting with the concentrate. It's easier if you at least get it halfway melted first, incorporate it. You know, the orange juice especially always comes out super frozen. So before you try to whip or whisk liquid into it, if you get it slightly slushy and melty first, that's super helpful.
What else are we gonna? We should have a cooking show.
This is like the fry test kitchen right here. Although we usually do that in the kitchen. This is the bar.
This is the bar. We've maybe
We
never
could do a fry test bar. That'd be fun.
Okay. Oh, Mommy, Daddy, we can pretend this is the kitchen.
A kitchen? We'll pretend it's a kitchen for drinks.
We've done margaritas. We could come up with something really fun to do with the vodka.
Okay, so here I'm going to tell you a little bit about. Did you finish your thought on this?
So far.
So what's in here so far?
Just.
Did you show
lemonade?
them?
Just lemonade and orange juice.
So here's really fancy, great value orange juice, 12 fluid ounces, and lemonade. And I'm dripping stuff on my computer. Stumpy's can be purchased. Let's see here. Local Schnucks markets, which is where I go to get it. Total Wine and More, Friar Tuck, Dirt Cheap, and other fine retail locations. So if you were looking to get yourself some Stumpy's, and I would be very happy if you did, since they are sponsoring the show, I'm very grateful for people. And I'll tell you this too, Stumpy's this is like the first time that they've ever taken a leap on this big of an advertising campaign, and I really want to make it work well for them because their product is so incredibly good. So if you like whiskey, or if you're in the mood for a good party drink like this, especially for the holidays, please consider supporting Stumpy's because, again, from grain to glass, this all comes out of Columbia, Illinois. These are our neighbors that are making this stuff. The corn that goes into these bottles is right next to the distillery. When you drive in the parking lot there, you're driving past what's going to be whiskey someday. And you can also tour the distillery, and it is such a cool experience. So check that out. All right. This is the secret. To me, this is bizarre, but it's necessary.
This is instant tea.
7
the recipe
teaspoons?
calls for 7 teaspoons, so we're just going to split that in half the best we can.
I think that this is also the only reason we have instant tea in our house.
That's correct.
We've never made instant tea.
And this is decaf. We would certainly never make decaf tea.
No, what's the point, people? Mike says if Annie doesn't come into the studio on Wednesday, we know why. My job, I'm going to try to get Ryan sloppy. I think that'd be fun.
Technically, she just walks down 2 flights of stairs anyway, so.
It's true. If I don't come into the studio, you know it's bad.
Yeah, if she can't make it from the bedroom to the basement, we have other problems. That probably means I'm not at work because something bigger happened.
Michael Miller or Mueller says Total Booze has it. I suppose that means Total Wine and More. Thank you for watching on YouTube as well. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about YouTube here in a minute. So, all right. So you've got, so far in here, it's frozen lemonade, frozen orange juice, instant tea.
Water.
Correct.
So,
Is that water?
water. Yeah. 4-year-old.
So normally it's 5 cups of water. So we're going to do 2.5 and 2.5.
I love water.
Oh, and this container did not hold as much water as I thought it did. So talk to your people. I'll be right back.
Okay, that's fine. Eric Robinson says you will need 2 batches if you're planning on taking a drink every time Sleepy Joe loses the line or misreads the teleprompter. Yeah, I would like for you to, please don't use the hammer. I would like for you guys to give us suggestions on how we should sip this responsibly, obviously, while we watch the debate tomorrow night. Like this, pinky out? All right, so here's what we're going to be putting in there in just a minute. I want to tell you about the Stumpy's vodka real quick. We're not dealing with the vodka, but first of all, I'm obsessed with the labeling of these. I think it's fantastic. This is their unbroken vodka. I'm going to read to you from the bottle. It says, from the fresh limestone, well-watered and grain-grown on the land surrounding the distillery, we source nearly all of our ingredients from our 8th-generation family farm in Columbia, Illinois. Having full control over the grain, we grow. Let me try again. Have I been drinking? No, I haven't even eaten dinner. Having full control over the grain we grow allows us to do what others can't. We harvest, mill, mash, ferment, and distill our vodka from grain to glass. This ensures our vodka stays unbroken from start to finish. And look at this. I have this t-shirt. Maybe I should wear it tomorrow. This is the coolest logo ever. I love it. And they gave me a t-shirt, and I'm really super excited about wearing that. So this is the unbroken vodka. Here is green apple flavored vodka, unbroken, super good. And look at this. Talk about local, made with Eckert's apples. Is that not the coolest thing ever? They get Eckert's apples and put that and make that part of the deal. They are so super into keeping it super local, which I love. And here's the other one I'm super excited about. Peach flavored vodka.
We should definitely do some of that too.
Again, made with, let me get it so the light's not shining on it, Eckert's Peaches. Super duper cool. So that's Stumpy's as well. So is that it?
I like that one.
No.
I like wine.
More water?
Yeah, so this is pro tip.
Pro tip.
Since the concentrate never comes out completely.
Oh, you're rinsing it out?
Yep. I usually do that with the faucet, but.
Oh yeah, look at how much that just came out because he poured the water in it. Good deal.
That's cool yellow water. That's cool yellow water. That's cool yellow water. Oh, more yellow water.
Okay, so here's something else that's pretty cool. If you go to the distillery and you take a tour, which I highly recommend and is a great thing to do right now while things are kind of on lockdown, get a group of 2, 3, 4 couples together and go take this tour together. If you mention the Annie Frey show, when you go do that, you'll get a 5% discount on all merchandise purchased on site during your visit, and they have a lot of really cool stuff. They also have some like Eckert's jellies and stuff there. That's really pretty cool.
Who's this?
Daddy?
Who's this?
Mommy?
Who's this?
Charlie?
Who's this?
Jensen? I think that was drawn before you were here, sweetie. It's been up on the wall for a long time. All right. Yep. Mark Pfeiffer says Total Wine carries it. That's good. Go get it there. He needs to mix. He needs his own mixed drink show. Now what are we doing?
All right. So the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of sugar. So we're doing 3/4 cup in each. And when you consider there's 5 cups of water and 2 cups of whiskey in here, I don't think 1.5 cups of sugar is all that bad.
No, it's not.
What do you think about how much simple syrup or something would normally go into
That
it?
is not.
Where did I just see that comment? It said, "When does the debate start?"
Sugar,
And I
sugar,
lost
sugar,
the comment.
sugar,
So here's
sugar,
what we're going to be
sugar.
doing at my house. We are going to go live with the rest of the 97.1 crew. So at 7 p.m. on the 97.1 Facebook page.
Sorry, we gotta make sure all the sugar's dissolved here.
At 71 at 7 o'clock on the 97.1 Talk Facebook page, Dave Glover is going to start off a pre-show. Dave is going to go for 20 minutes. He's going to hand it over to Mark for 20 minutes, and then at 7:40 I am going to come on and take the pre-show into the actual debate. But we are also going to be streaming right here on whatever platform you're watching on right here. It'll be the same tomorrow. Let me tell you, okay, so the debate starts at 8 p.m. tomorrow. That's important. If you are not going to be in front of your TV, or if you're not going to be able to watch on social media, you can stream the Fox News pre-show debate coverage on 97.1. So be sure to have 97.1 tuned in at 7 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., we're going to also carry the debate. So you can tune in to 97.1 to hear the debate as well. So be sure to, follow in and make sure you're with us there. John says, why Fox News? Because 97.1 is a Fox News radio affiliate. That's why Fox News. So a little something while I have y'all here right now about our YouTube channel. We are working hard on building the Annie Frey YouTube channel. A lot of you guys are watching on Facebook right now, and I appreciate every single one of you. Can you stop doing that? I appreciate all of you wherever you're. This is just motherhood right now, right? This and this. Evelyn's up here. She's just running her hand on the bar, just trying to make it squeak. That's all she's doing.
My question is, do you want the whiskey slush or not? Because if you
I
do,
do.
I have to. Then I have to.
I do.
Stir.
I'm gonna taste these before we go to freeze. So
Not a bad idea.
the thing about okay, enough.
I've never done this before, but I had a thought. For those of you who make drinks, simple syrup is just sugar and water. I think in order to make this easier, I should have dissolved the sugar in water first. Does that better? It's the same thing, but this way I wouldn't have to be doing this.
I don't think on your cooking show you're supposed to be telling people how you should have done it better, but we'll get better at this.
I didn't know I was doing a cooking show. I thought
Yeah,
we
you
were doing
did.
a political post.
So anyway, the YouTube channel is something we're trying to build. Thank you. We do have an audience here, a live audience. I know that doing what we do, that at any time we could get one place shut down and not the other. We have, we're working on getting 14,000 people in the Annie Frey Show family on Facebook. I'm super proud of that. We've worked really hard to build that audience. But if Facebook decides to shut us down, hey, are you sleepy? You should be. If I saw that Twitter was taking down people's posts for sharing some of the FBI Hunter Biden information. Ellen, you need to stop. Got it? Okay. For sharing some of the Hunter Biden stuff that was reported, and then they realized, oh no, that's not fake news. So at any given time, any of our platforms could get shut down. And I don't post bombastic stuff. I don't post things unless I know that it's true. I'm never going to share something that isn't from a reputable source, that isn't from somebody whose integrity is significantly on the line if they misreport stuff. I don't like to post rumors. I don't want to be the first to the information. I do want to be right every time. And if I slip up, I will definitely cop to that because I need you to trust me. So if something happens and Facebook shuts us down, I want to be able to still come to you on YouTube. If YouTube shuts us down, I still want to be able to come to you on Periscope, although Periscope is a little bit more of a learning curve for me. So we're working right now really hard on building our YouTube channel. Well, here's the funny thing about the Annie Frey YouTube channel. They are very strict in how they allow us to monetize. So when I do something, if you're watching on YouTube right now, there will be times where you might watch a 10-second ad. It's probably from freaking JB Pritzker telling you to vote yes for the fair tax, which is the biggest BS there is. But when you are watching and you see an ad, that is a way that I'm working to build my brand here and, you know, buy new things for my studio and all of that. And it's just by you watching an ad. Just like when you are listening to the radio and you hear a commercial, that's how I put food on my table. That's how Katie buys the dog food for her puppy Marty. That's how Ryan helps feed his family, because those commercials, while you don't pay to listen to the radio and you can turn us off anytime, those commercials help that's how we support our families. So on the YouTube channel, it's the same thing, but they're drastically limiting how we can actually monetize what we have there, which is really unfortunate. So I want to ask you, if you would, if you haven't yet, to please go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and please click the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, maybe you've watched us over there, but if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please consider doing that, because that really helps support our show and our ability to expand and grow and reach more people. And it's all you and your support. And I am so grateful for every single one of you who is there to do that. If you click the notification bell while you are on the YouTube channel, you'll get notifications when we go live. And that all helps YouTube know that we are a valuable, valid YouTube channel, and that we have an audience out there that is, you know, a family, and that this channel is important to us. But I can't do that without you, which is why I try not to ask you for much. Buy Stumpy's whiskey, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that is a great, great support for me. So please consider doing that. So that's why when I talk about YouTube, that's why I'm doing it. YouTube, pretty much on live videos, YouTube limits me to making money basically by super chats. And if you don't know what a super chat is, you can Google it. They basically say if I run ads, they're going to limit my ability to, like, you're not going to see, there's a lot of ads that will say if you talk about anything political, they just won't run your ads on your videos. So super, super limited. All right. So that's the YouTube pitch. That's why I ask about that all the time, because I need to try to grow that audience so that if we get dinged on Facebook, if we get dinged on Twitter, I still have an opportunity to reach you. More platforms, the better. And we're doing pretty good on Facebook, so I really want to focus on that YouTube thing. So please subscribe. So you got everything. Ooh, I'm smelling it.
It smells delicious. It smells like summer lemonade.
Stumpy's cup. This is the cup that I got when you take your tour at Stumpy's in Columbia, Illinois. I'm just gonna taste it. So I just am putting that much in there. You want to taste it?
Yeah.
Well, we can share this. This is, one more time, we're gonna make one batch of this whiskey slush with the Old Monroe lemon drop flavored whiskey. And if you want to see this bottom down here, 60 proof natural lemon flavors.
A little lighter than most whiskey too.
You can taste it. You doing a shot?
Just enough to wet the whistle. It smells delicious.
It doesn't. Okay, so I'm not a whiskey connoisseur, but I drink whiskey when I drink. And oh my gosh, Ricky, thank you. Ricky just sent us a $5 super chat on YouTube. Thank you so much. Will you get this? Yes, I will. And I'm really super grateful for this. I'm trying really hard to, yeah. I wonder how, no, I can't do that. I can't professionally do that. I really appreciate that, Ricky. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, no kidding. This Pros Covered brought to you by Excedrin here. Okay, so this is going to go in one batch. We are putting this in here. And how much are you going to put in?
1 cup.
Is that doubled? Is that on this?
It's 1 cup going in each. It's two cups per the batch. So since we're splitting it in half, we're doing 1 cup in
each. If you can see here, the recipe says 2 cups whiskey or more with a smiley face. I wrote that.
And usually it's 7 total cups of liquid. I usually do about half and half. Sometimes I do a little stronger than that.
So
if you do it any stronger, it takes a couple of days to freeze.
And yeah, and I would also say that if you're making this for the first time, I wouldn't
go by the recipe.
I would go by the recipe. And if you want to drink it a little bit heavier, you can do that, obviously. If you like the flavor, but if the whiskey's too much and you want to drink more of it, then lighten it up a little bit.
That's not
Also, if
Ricky, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. $5 has never made me this happy.
Also, if it comes out a little too strong or it's too whiskey flavored, some
Oh yeah.
white soda diet.
After it's frozen. So when you lump the whiskey slush into the glass, you top it off with a little bit of diet Sprite, or what I kind of like squirt if you want to add a little grapefruit
Fresca.
into it. Fresca is very good. Hey, do you know David Donahue? Or is Huh?
Yeah.
He says, hey.
Hi, Dave.
Do you have friends that I don't know about?
Probably.
Just wait until the women come on here and start saying hi to
I
Jared.
saw my mom was on there earlier.
Okay.
Hi, Mom.
Gary says, don't forget, Stumpy's is locally made. Yes, yes, yes. In Columbia, Illinois, grain to glass. They grow the grain. Yeah, Grandma was there. They grow the grain, and the whole process to where it comes into the glass right here is all done right here. Not just in Illinois, but in our part of Illinois, which is super exciting.
For you Missouri folks, if you're over across the river, hop on the JB Bridge. It's right there. So it's a super quick drive for you guys if it's in Columbia.
Probably actually easier for some of you guys to get to than it is for
anybody
us.
south of the city for sure would
Chuck!
get there faster.
Chuck says, you rock, and I'm tired of conservatives getting ripped off and censored.
Dad, Mommy.
This is not my dad. This is a different Chuck, but thank you, Chuck. That is so cool. Ricky and Chuck, you guys are making my night. And thank you for everybody who is going to subscribe on YouTube. We're super excited about it. Right? Let me smell. This is the one that this is the one. How are we going to make sure we remember?
We'll put green and red.
Oh, we've got two lids.
Lid colors.
Okay. So this is Old Monroe honey. How do you know that?
Because it says honey.
Oh, can you read?
Yes, but I can read through glasses.
Okay. This says honey flavored whiskey, Old Monroe, and
I can say on Monroe too.
so do you have any extra water?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let me get the lemon drop out of there.
I got a towel.
Yeah, I'll take a towel. This is not the professional way to do this, but I don't want to. I'm going to taste this again because it's so good. So I'm just going to put a little taste into this
You didn't taste that.
Stumpy's glass.
You didn't taste that.
Hey.
You didn't taste that.
Mind your business.
Oh, gosh, it's so good.
It smells like honey. I was really impressed.
I can't wait to taste this in there. I cannot
Mom,
wait.
can I
taste
smell it?
No.
It just
It's for
comes
grown-ups.
just underneath the nose. It smells
Ooh,
like
Mike,
honey or honeycomb.
good suggestion. Use Ski. Also locally bottled and breezed. Done.
Excel, yeah.
Well, I love Excel bottling, and I love their Lucky Soda. Lucky Cola is my favorite diet.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Taste
That's
it.
a
You
good
want
idea.
to taste it?
Yeah. I guess I have
It's so good. It smells so good. Can I smell it? Mom?
Ashley says Hyundai, which is a little inside joke.
Hyundai!
And Ashley
Hyundai!
is married to Jared's cousin, and we have had some good times, and some of them have involved whiskey.
Wow.
It's so like
It's got it has a really smooth finish as far as whiskey goes. It's not the hard burn
Mm-mm.
that you would get from like a stronger whiskey. Very, very smooth. The honey is stronger than I expected it to be.
It tastes like honey.
Yes.
in a
Really
in a
good.
really I love honey in a really, really good way. Here, I'm going to show you the bottle here one more time so you can see this. And again, just a reminder here, you can get this at your local Schnucks, Total Wine and More, Friar Tuck's. We have one of those in Edwardsville here. I highly recommend checking out. Dirt cheap, and it says other fine retail locations. So if you are thinking that you want to give it a shot, check out your local place. Hey, Evelyn,
Give it
be
a shot.
careful, okay?
Clever.
Don't fall. So how much are you putting in this again?
Another cup.
Another cup of honey.
You guys are all going to be here tomorrow night during the debate, right? So here's how that's going to work.
That's a lot of alcohol in there. If that's a whole cup.
So that's a cup of whiskey. There's probably, what, another 3 cups in there?
Yeah, I mean you're doing a
750 milliliters.
8-ounce cup. That's 4 2-ounce shots.
500 milliliters is 2 cups. So it's 3.5. Yeah. All right. So we've got 2 batches of the whiskey. One with the Old Monroe lemon drop flavored whiskey. That's in one of them. And the other with the honey. And my bet is on the honey flavored whiskey. But I think that they're both going to be delish. And I can't wait. Chuck and Ricky, again, thank you so much for those super chats. That makes me so happy. And I am going to buy me some things when I save up enough money from my YouTube earnings. I'm going to do stuff to improve my studio back there so that I can do more things that are like this or the space out here so that I can try to come to you guys more often and maybe even with stuff that isn't just politics all the time. Kevin, $5. If I don't give this to you first, Pritzker will try drinking it. I love you. Where I should get my Pritzker sucks glass.
You have.
I might drink out of that tomorrow night because I have one of these. Somebody will have to drink out of the Stumpies, and then I might have to drink out of my Pritzker sucks one. And then we also have an Illinois Policy Lincoln Lobby one. Which is this?
That's the honey.
Are we sharing this?
You can have it. Drink it.
Do you think that this is?
Yeah, it's mixed.
Drink it.
Gosh, that's so good. No, seriously, taste it, and then I'm gonna finish it because that is the most delicious thing I've ever drank that has alcohol in it. Oh my gosh,
It's good. It's really, really good.
I wish I could taste alcohol.
no, it's terrible.
I wish I could.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I almost don't want to freeze it. It would go too fast. That wouldn't be a good idea.
Definitely freeze it. If you don't freeze this stuff and you're drinking it straight down, it will really catch up with you fast. And it won't last because people will drink it like crazy.
Oh my
It being
gosh.
frozen makes you drink it a little bit slower.
That is so good.
It's delicious. I have my bet still on the lemon drop.
Let's see. I don't think it could. Oh man, honey. I'm voting honey. Now, Katie Fitzpatrick and Ryan Wiggins are going to be here tomorrow night here in my basement. Ryan has acted like he's been invited to his first sleepover, and it's kind of weird. So
Mommy,
he's probably going to show up in footy pajamas or something, and I'm going to have to be like, no, Ryan, it's not like that.
I'm excited to meet him.
You're excited to meet Ryan? Really?
Why?
So be sure to, Ashley wants to know if you deliver.
What's that?
Ashley wants to know if you deliver. So this
I
is
can work out a fee.
the same to Ashley? Well, this is the
But
same.
they're just down the road now.
Yeah, whiskey slush recipe that my grandma made that she gave us. And we're using, instead of Southern Comfort, which is what we would normally make, which I've always been fine with. This is blowing the SoCo concoction out of the water. We used the honey, Old Monroe honey, Stumpy's Old Monroe honey whiskey in the first batch. And the second batch here, we have Old Monroe lemon drop, and I am going to try that now. Oh, well, that's really good too.
Is that good?
Was I
lemon
right?
drop?
She won't say that on live, by the
I
way.
won't say it, not on live.
That's honey, that's lemon drop.
Oh, that is really good too. I think the honey is more comforting. This is kind of more of a
This is more of like a
take on the world. type
This
of
is more
thing.
like a summer let's get moving kind of cocktail.
So maybe we come out with seasonal whiskey slushes.
Ooh.
What do we do for Christmas? I have to see what they have.
They
What
make
else they
an
can
apple
do.
vodka.
Vodka slush?
I don't see why not.
There's a horse on the television and my dog is barking at it. Okay, this is really good too.
And you could do apple cider. Well, we could do it in the
I need more
concentrate.
honey.
We could
I need
do
to try more honey.
we could do some concentrate, apple
Oh my
concentrate
God,
instead.
honey.
This is so good. I need to read some of your comments here. Is the lemon drop like a lemonade? A little bit. It's more of the essence that when you put it with, just to remind you, if you've just joined us now, Jared, hand me those ingredients. Just to remind you, and again, I am going to take a picture
It's very simple.
of this whiskey slush recipe that my grandma gave me. This is what all the cool people were drinking in the 40s, apparently. And we just found out.
And in the aughts.
Yeah, when we got invited to the card club for the senior citizens, which was super fun, and I want to bring that back too.
And had a bar the size of this one on a kitchen
My
counter.
grandpa has this big. They had this big sink, and it was all metal. I mean, it's not like a farm. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
It was all metal, and it had like a sidebar on each side, and it was metal. And they had a piece of what was that?
It's like laminate.
Laminate or something, and it was fit to the
Formica,
size
maybe.
of the top of the sink, so that when they had parties, they could put that out over and have a bar. They had a piece of laminate that was specifically to convert their kitchen table or kitchen sink into a bar. So this recipe, we're just using generic here. Great Value lemonade, orange juice, water,
Instant tea
Lipton instant unsweetened tea,
and sugar.
and sugar. And then you pick your whiskey. So again, I'm going to put this up here. Oh yeah, Amy is talking about the pecan pie. Now, that was the other one. Maybe that's it. Maybe like a little cinnamon or something in there.
We could do that. We could do an apple one too. I think. With you'd have to do the apple concentrate instead. You change the flavor
Oh,
that
you
way.
yeah.
Like an apple cinnamon.
We might have to do this every Monday night and come up with new recipes, new ways.
You're gonna have to invite other people other than Katie and Ryan.
I got this. Don't doubt me. Let's see.
I'm so excited.
We'll call Eric. Eric will drink some whiskey with us.
Stony says, Annie, I will say that this live that you and your family are doing tonight is the best live I've seen yet. I very much enjoy it simply because you've taken off the cloak or cape that is 97 FM Talk. Your fans love you and what you do, and we hope that you will never go away. Oh, cheers.
Tony should totally. You should pass this on.
Oh my gosh,
to,
honey! It's honey! It's honey! It's honey!
Tony says he's gonna make it soon. You should totally pass this on to Steve. It would have went over great at the stadium.
Tony, you come drink with us. Try our whiskey. Megan says, "Pick me up, pick me to come on Mondays." Yeah, we'll have to do it. I'm not like the virus is a real thing, and we need to be safe and we need to be comfortable. But I think that I need social interaction, which is saying something because I know that I have a radio show and I talk for 3 hours a day, but I'm actually an introvert.
Very much.
He's
so.
not. He's an extrovert, which is.
I told somebody at work today that I desperately need to get out of my house and see people.
It's a honey. This is the best thing I've ever had. This is the best drink I've ever had. Wow.
Mommy,
Do you want to taste again? The honey flavor with the kind of bitterness of this tea, that's what it is. It is a match made in heaven. It is so good. Stumpy's, thank you so freaking much. This is so good. All right. Ryan, do you want to come on?
Tony says baseball's best slush.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yes. We could make that happen. Ryan, do you want me to send you a link? Actually, you can just log in. You know how to log in. If you want to join us and talk about debate tomorrow night from your bed and you're probably in your tidy whitey underwear or whatever you sleep in, you want to talk about slush? If you do, you know how to get on here. You log into StreamYard on your phone.
Sleeveless undershirt.
On your phone or on your computer, and you can join me. Okay, so we have an Old Monroe. We have an Old Monroe honey flavored whiskey. This is the winner. I'm already declaring it the winner, but Ryan and Katie and Jared are going to have a vote tomorrow night, and I think we all know who breaks a tie.
The vice president.
Huh?
The vice president.
Who's that? Gonna be Mike Pence.
Oh, he is right now.
Who's gonna be? That's the whole point. It's a debate night. I'm nervous. Are you
I don't know
nervous?
who's going to win the election. I mean, you asked. I teach history in the Constitution. You have said who breaks the tie. I said the vice president.
Yeah, I don't mean okay. So I know a lot of things that are current right now. I if it's news, I pretty much know it because I don't sleep and I focus on knowing things. But when it comes to knowing like history or geography or animals or plants, nature,
Plants are your mom.
what is something?
Trees.
What
I guess.
name something other than news and politics that I know and am good at.
Useless sports knowledge from the 1990s.
Oh, that's true. I'm good at like Cardinals. Yeah, I worked at KFNS for 3 years, so I have this specific specialty of knowing a time period. I still know now, but life gets in the way. What else?
From the time we got together until we got married, and even after we were married, we were so poor. All we did was watch Cardinals baseball on TV together.
Yeah, we were pretty broke.
Mommy,
and we lived within our means.
can I put
Ryan Wiggins says, I can't join you now. Jared is too good. Wiggins. Carm says, is that your husband? He's a hottie. Yeah, he's my husband. And he is a hottie. Correct.
Hey, I'm with Carlo. He says alcohol kills the virus.
Steve says, throw a couple Luden's honey lemon drops in there.
Cough drops.
Cough drops in there. Yeah. Annie, your apocalypse skill will be bartering. That's true. Except for no, that's what salespeople do.
And we'll call her Red. She'll be a person who knows how to get things.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I love, for instance, Old Monroe, distilled and bottled by Stumpy Spirits Company. This is a group that is working in Columbia, Illinois, and they are making their own whiskey because they had a dream to do this. And I met Laura. Laura is married to Adam. This was Adam's dream. He went to Washington University and he had to put together a business plan. and it was Stumpy's, and he turned it into what I'm drinking right now. And this is seriously the best thing I've ever drank before. Seriously, I'm not saying that because I am partnering with them. This honey version of this whiskey slush, I've drank. I have drank. I have had a lot of whiskey slush in my time, and this is the best I've ever had. Adam had this dream and this business plan, and he is an entrepreneur. So he decided he was going to put this together for his college project, as I recall him telling me the story. And I think Laura was a dental hygienist, and they ended up doing this and going for it. And what I have is a voice, and I have you. Like, you are the most important thing in the relationship between me on the radio and you on the other side of the radio. I don't get to do what I do if you're not there, which is why I'm grateful for every single one of you. But when I get to tell you about a neighbor who's doing something here that is really, really good, that is really exciting for me, because that means I'm helping those people and they get to use my audience to expand their brand. And then you're going to have this honey whiskey or this lemon drop whiskey, and you're going to tell people about it because it's that good. I promise you. So that's a really exciting thing for me to do. But when it comes to having people, when it comes to selling myself to people and being like, here's why you should advertise with me, I am very, like, I just want to help people. This sounds really like the humble brag, but it's true. I'm not good at selling. I'm not good at being the person who makes the pitch and goes through all of that. What I can do is work my tail off for somebody who I endorse. And I try really hard to do that. I use the people who I endorse, and I always want you to use them because I believe in them. And I believe that you deserve to know good products. So that's why I like working with Stumpy's. And that's why I like working with all the other folks that Air Comfort Service, Corey Malone. He has fixed the air conditioning, did the AeroSeal duct sealing right here in my house, and they were down here in my basement helping me with that. I trust them in my home, and I'm grateful to be able to pass those people. Yeah. So when it comes to this Stumpy's, again, I want to remind you can get it at Schnucks, Total Wine and More, Friar Tuck, Dirt Cheap, and other places where you get your liquor. Just call and ask them if they have Stumpy's. If they don't, ask them to get it.
Trevor wants you to die tomorrow night.
Why? Trevor says, drinking game. Drink every time Trump says wrong or tremendous. Drink every time Biden mentions Obama or Kamala. I can't do that.
You would not make it out of the basement.
Katie and I watched the State of the Union 2 years ago. 2 States of the Union ago. States of the Union? State of the Unions? Something else I'm good at is grammar, although you can't really tell tonight. I know to ask the question at least. But 2 years ago, Katie and I watched the State of the Union, and we made a drinking game saying that every time that Nancy Pelosi stood up and clapped for something Trump said, that we would take a drink. And we were like, that won't even happen. But we finished a big bottle of wine that night. Big bottle, for sure. Ricky, let me read. Ricky says, thanks for the live stream. Your daughter makes a great commentator, takes after her mother. Good night. Ricky, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate your super chat. Those super chats are going to go a long way in helping me expand my ability to come to you guys. And so I'm very grateful for that. So, okay. So we're going to freeze this slush now.
That's the goal.
Where's it going to go? Our freezer crapped out. Do we have room? We've got room.
Yeah.
We'll have to make room.
There's room upstairs.
We're going to have to eat 8 pizzas tonight, but we have room. Have you eaten dinner?
No.
It's 9:47.
I'm aware.
Are we going to eat dinner?
I am. I don't know about you. I'm not cooking, so if you're eating
dinner,
good luck.
It's so good. It's so good.
You need to stop drinking it so it's frozen tomorrow night.
Mommy.
It's so good.
You should drink this honey all day.
All day? Yeah, probably going to have to.
Apple all day.
So tune in tomorrow night, guys, for the debate party. We're going to start on our Facebook page. I think we're going to start at 7 p.m. And from 7 to 7:40, it's just going to be Ryan and Katie and me here milling about in my basement. From 7:40 to 8, I'm going to go stay on the channel here, but I'm also going to be on the 97.1 social media page, Facebook page. So make sure you go to the 97.1 Facebook page and watch us there as well. Like that page as well. It's going to start off at 7 with Dave Glover. At 7:20 is going to be Mark. At 7:40, I'm going to wrap it up and hand it over to the actual debate. And then after, this is the fun part, and this is where my boss, Steve, is maybe a little worried. at 10 o'clock, we are going to, well, whenever the debate is over, which I assume is 10 o'clock, Mark and Dave and I are all going to call into the radio station and talk with Tony Colombo, who's going to be doing a Facebook or doing post-game coverage, and we will be just weighing in. And I will have had some whiskey slush by then, so who knows what can happen. Pam, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Love your show. Can't wait to make your slushies. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. $15. I am so grateful for that. All that money is going to go into building out my studio and everything, so I'm super grateful for it. And I'm going to post just for you, Pam, and everybody else who's been watching now. Here's the whiskey slush recipe, and I'm going to post a picture of this on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Annie Frey Show. When we get done, and I'll see how I can put it on YouTube as well, and I'll maybe see if I can get it on, I'll tweet it out as well. And you can make your whiskey slush as well. And I'm telling you what, you don't have to freeze it.
They should post, or they should comment on your page on the post whenever they make it. And
and Facebook message me a picture of it and let me know how it comes out. If you do the honey or the lemon drop, I definitely want to know which one you like the most. It's Stumpy's. They are a wonderful new sponsor to the Annie Frey Show. And I just am very, very, very excited to be doing this. And I cannot wait for the debate tomorrow night. Who's going to win? How is it going to go? Do you think the president's going to do a good job? Do you think he's going to attack Joe Biden? If he attacks Joe Biden, is it going to make Joe Biden, make people feel sorry for Joe Biden? Do people already feel sorry for Joe Biden because he's too, I was going to say old, but he's only like a year older than Trump.
Two oldest presidential candidates ever.
No,
there's so many questions.
older
No,
than
there's so many questions that we need to be answering, and we're gonna see. We're gonna have some answers tomorrow night. Oh my gosh. Andrea says, let me get that. Andrea says, your daughter is right. You should drink that all day tomorrow for that debate. Yeah, that'll make the debate sound great.
Right.
You should be in bed.
I'm not putting me in bed.
Guys, it's been real, and I am super grateful that you've been here, and I'm super grateful that you watched the whiskey slush recipe. And if you need to get the recipe, I'll be posting it, and I am looking forward to seeing how you guys like the whiskey slush. Show me your pictures of your Stumpy bottles, and I will share them with my followers as well. And subscribe on YouTube before they shut us down elsewhere, and I cannot talk to you because I would miss you. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am so grateful for each and every one of you, each and every time you come join us. And I will be back here tomorrow night in the 7 p.m. hour, and we will be watching the debate with you. Live reaction. You'll be able to watch Katie and Ryan and I react live. And I think we might even have a bartender helping us out tomorrow night. Jared, thanks for making it.
You're welcome. Hope it works
Appreciate
out well.
Oh, it's well and good.
Let me know through her how it goes.
Yeah, we will.
How yours go.
All right, you guys, talk to you tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow at noon. We'll be live here then, and then tomorrow evening as well for the first debate. I can't believe it's almost here. And everybody who did a super chat, I am so very grateful for that. Thank you so much. It really does go a long way. Talk to you guys tomorrow.